dry today with hazy sunshine, duller in the west and southwest with outbreaks of rain there. That's the forecast. Good morning.
I don't like an empty house. They're just a house. It's just a house, you know. I'd rather be with people than that.
I have 9 children. I had 10 pregnancies, but we lost our first little girl 15 hours after she was born. First I had Keith, Henry, Daniel and Gavin, and then the first little girl. And then the next baby was Emma. So it was a girl with huge celebrations. And then I had James. And then I had 6 years of a gap, and then I had 3 more children. So I kind of have 2 families. The older 6 and then the younger 3. So I have 2 girls and 7 boys.
9 different personalities, you know, to deal with. It's very stressful. It isn't it now? It's lovely having them. If you don't like kids, don't have them.
I always say that it's easy to have 2 babies as 1 baby. That's my thinking, because you have to, if you're making 1 bottle for 1 year as well, to make 2 bottles. If you have 1 in nappies, you're going to have 2 in nappies. So that's the way I would look at it. Think what's meant for you won't pass you by. And I think I was meant to have a big family. I just feel that. But I grew up in a small little village in South Roscommon. I was one of a family of 15. I have 6 sisters and 8 brothers. Well, my mother always said the boys were easier to rear because they wouldn't be fighting over clothes and tights and makeup. I suppose I thought the girls were easier because I had only 2 of them, you know, and they'd be more geared towards my way of thinking. The boys were very good to help around the house. There'd be no such thing as coming home and turning on the TV and sitting in front. They'd come home from school, they'd have dinner, then they would bring in turf, do the water, do the farm. There would be a lot of talk around the table. So we worked together. But I'd be the boss, but James would be the real boss. He'd have the final say.
Yes.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, whatever you say, yeah.
Anyway, you can't say that shit. Yes.
It's cool being the youngest, and you learn from them. Let them make the mistakes. I'd worry more about, say, what Keith would have to say, or Johnny, or Danny, than what Mum and Dad would have to say,
I suppose the challenges would be that third level education would be very expensive and it would be very hard to make sure that they all got it. They wouldn't have the same chances that way of education maybe, or pushing them. A big family has its advantages, but also its disadvantages. But mostly I would say advantages.
Some of them immigrated. There was nothing there for them. This last while back, this last five years, there doesn't seem there will be nothing here for another 10 years. For the foreseeable future for young people. They're better off to travel anyway, get to see a bit of the world. Maybe come back to see me out and call around to see me and that, yeah. Hopefully.
To have your own space is cool. I always shared a room, always shared everything, So I like the way it is at the minute. Just get on so much better when they're home only for a few days, but then when you live with them, then James came back and lived with the house for 3 months, and well, I didn't hate him, but I was I wanted to kill him, you know. So in a way, it's good, you know, they're off doing their own thing, and then when they come home, you know, you have stories to tell them, and it's good to catch up on that. I wouldn't change it, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't even like to be in a family of 3 or 4, the more the better, I think. I think if we left, when everyone's gone, me being the last, I think they'd be lonely in a way. Can you imagine, for the last 35 years, they've been used to having a good crowd around. I think it'd take a bit of getting used to.
I think it'll be okay after a few years. We'll have a much more relaxed lifestyle.
We'll have no mortgage. We'll have our mortgage paid off in a few years, please God, and we'll be able to concentrate on the garden and the waterfall that we're building, and maybe have a nice vegetable garden, you know.
I was hoping we'd go out to dinner more often.
Yeah, but we could sell our vegetables.
No. You have Keith, Henry, Daniel, Emma, David, James, Ella,